Ollie's from Woodsters. Now, our guys, I think you've dealt with a few of our people, but to tell us a little bit about the company. So it specifically seems to work with refurbishment of apartments. You've done major buildings and you just take all the paint away. They turn up, say this is what they want, and next time they see you, but the end goal is they move into a refurbished apartment. And we want to endorse this because we think we've got a lot of apartments at the moment, many of them requiring refurbishing. There's not a lot of new product in the market, and we have these downsizers that want to unlock their equity in their homes, get the cash out, move into somewhere, but they don't have somewhere really that's at the right level. So talk us through the product.
So essentially kind of the best way to describe it is an ideal scenario. So a lot of the times, like you said, our clients will be living in, Clayfield, Ascot, sometimes Sydney and Melbourne, in a really big, 5-bedroom house, and again, like having a lot of equity tied up in it. Look to sell that and then move into something riverfront where, there's paths and there's areas to walk around to cafes and things like that. So they buy like a large foot apartment because they don't want to waste, 2 to 3, maybe sometimes 4 years buying off the plan and then waiting for an outcome that they're not 100% sure about. So they'll get us in, we go through, we design the whole project. So go through, survey the whole thing, draw it, do 3D renders, get interaction with the builders as we're designing. So obviously these people have sold something for this, they have this, so we know what we're working with. So essentially we'll go ahead, design the whole thing, get it priced. By the time we finish the design, we know what it's going to cost and how long it's going to take. So some of our clients, want to be really hands-on with the design process, some don't. So the people that do want to be hands-on, we catch up weekly, there's a progress update, things like that. Some of the others, we did a big apartment down on the Gold Coast. The client came at the start to look at the design, and then came in the middle after demo, and then came at the end to have a beer with us.
That's it?
Yeah, that was the whole level of interaction.
So enjoyable that you can just hand that process over. And I think a lot of those people at that stage of life, that's what they want. So if I'm a purchaser, I would come to you and say, I'm looking at this property. You'd then go through, assess it, give me an idea of what it would cost. And then if they want to, you manage the project. For us then as agents, if we're selling a property that we think would benefit from, your makeover, I know it's not going to be bespoke to the purchaser's needs, but do you come in at that stage and assess it pre?
So the earliest we can get interaction is the better. So if someone, looks to buy an apartment and then they go, I want to do all these things, and we say, well, if you actually bought this one, that would have been way better. So, for a small commitment, getting us in, reviewing a property before purchasing it, because with these apartments, sometimes looking at 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 million, and then, spending, 1 or 2 on it, it's a huge investment in cost. So getting us in early, even if we have to come to, 2 or 3 different locations with you, we can really make sure that we're going to get the right outcome.
And what about if we've got something to sell? So one of the things as agents we're trying to do is we've got a property, we want to sell it, we're going to look to make it easy for the buyer to buy. And your product could help us, We have buyers turning up and they say, I don't like this, it's ugly. We go, well, get on to Woodsters. And they've already been through, they've had a preliminary look at it. They've just done a base level. This is what they do. Do you do that sort of thing for sellers?
We don't tend to. We tend to focus more on the full, premium budget. Like for full gut and redo. There is opportunity for the right things though to come in, with the right agents. Say, these are the things you need to change. Light switches, GPOs, tapware, carpet, paint, things like that. But again, that stuff's really high volume. And because we've created a luxury brand, that's the predominant focus. But once you have a relationship with an agent, you want to be able to help people in the avenues that they're in. Because
I think one of the things we would then do, finding a hybrid between the two, we have a property, we're aware of your product, a company, and we could say to a buyer, look, this is what you should do. Get onto Ollie, get onto Woodsters, get them to come out and assess this property with you, create an interaction and a relationship, and then see where that builds from. I've heard, obviously know a little bit about the brand. That story of you did a deal with someone, not a deal, you put them in, and all the way through to you stocked the fridge. Was that the one on the Gold Coast?
So the Gold Coast one again, like that early interaction, you know, went through the whole thing, was designed, you know, managed it, sent him photos and things, you know, as we went along. But yeah, the third time that he came up was, you know, we stocked the whole fridge, the TVs were set up, so, you know, he was almost 70, so we didn't want him there, you know, trying to program the TV in to put Netflix in. So the AV guys set the whole thing. We had, you know, fresh sourdough and fruit on the bench, and then the whole fridge was stacked, and we caught up for a beer at the end.
What an experience. I mean, and that really gives us some insight as to what we're selling. And so it really says the person that's going to buy this is going to be someone who does have the money, probably going to be a downsizer or an empty nester. They've got the money, they don't have the time or the expertise, and they just want a new product. There's not a new product out there. And the new ones tend to be a bit smaller, so you can find an older style unit, give it your version, you know, your update, and then go from there. All right. Any other things you want to tell the team, like how they can get in contact with you, how it all works to work with you guys?
So I think the best way is just, you know, we are, you know, quite a traditional style company, so, you know, just jump on the phone, call us. You know, we know the areas that we work in, so if you mentioned, you know, a building like, you know, One Macquarie or Cutter's Landing, we would know it, we'd know the size of it. So the best way, jump on a call, we can discuss your client's needs, you know, what you need, and go from there.
Okay. All right, well, we've got all of that detail. I'll circulate. It'll probably come out through WhatsApp or through email. If you want to get in touch with Ollie, you can do that by there. But I'll just give you the mobile number now, just in case you want to write it down. It's 0414 674 821. That's 0414 674 821. That's Ollie. All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Thank you.
Easy.